everyone. I'm so glad you could join me. You saw me make the Beautyberry jam yesterday, and today I'm going to dry it all out. So what I'm doing now is I'm simply spreading it out on some parchment paper. The purpose of this is so that I can put it in the oven at a very low temperature and dry it out. Once it's dried out, I'm going to powder it to use in a Beautyberry body scrub. Sound like fun? Let's get this going. So I've about got it completely spread out here, and the next step is to get it in the oven at 200 degrees for about 4 hours. Here we go. Now, one thing you're going to notice now that it's dried out, it's kind of brown. Now, that doesn't mean it burned. It didn't burn at all, actually. But it turned the way all natural items do when they dry out and desiccate. They turn brown. And I know that may be a little disappointing, but it is the constituents of the berries and the wonderful smell that will make this body scrub such a wonderful, luxurious, and natural treat. So now I'm going to grind these up in the food processor. I said food processor, I meant coffee grinder, and I bought a brand new one. My previous ones I've burned out, and I've gone through a few of these. But I will tell you, these cheap ones, this one was about $15, I'd much rather have than the $50 one that I had before. It simply made it difficult to use. This one's very simple. You take off the top, you put in your stuff, and you press the button. So he says. Had a little trouble there, but that was because I had it pretty full. And you can see we now have a very fine powder. So now I've got this processed. I can set it aside and get together the rest of my ingredients. This is another emulsified scrub, excuse me. And I won't go through all the process here because I have another video that I just did previous to this one where I made the body scrub. And I break all this down, including the recipe. So this is exactly the same, except this has the wonderful Beautyberry added. And I will be adding, instead of lavender, a frankincense essential oil to this. Because I'm adding the Beautyberry in as a powder, I just wanted to get the oils and waxes and butters well blended here and then slowly add the powder in so that it gets well incorporated. And I just did this a bit of a time until I got it all in. And here I'm just checking the temperature, making sure that it had cooled down enough to add my fragrance oil and the preservative. And now it's time to add it to our jars. And I just made a little bit of this, a total of about 16 ounces. And you know, I don't always make this kind of stuff to sell. I just love doing it. I'll use one of these and maybe give the others away. I'm not going to stick it in my Etsy store. First of all, I didn't make enough for that. This was just for fun. And you'll see here it looks rather chocolatey. As it cools down and solidifies, more of the color does come out. you start to see a little more of the reddish purple color. So I got to thinking just now, and I want to give one of these away to one of you. So let's have another drawing. I'll put the instructions here on the screen. And I'll make a decision at the end of this week, and one of you will be getting a jar of this fun stuff. Sound like fun? I think so too. Thanks, everyone. I hope you have a tremendous day, and I look forward to seeing you a bit later. Goodbye.